ayes have it. I understand the next issue which members wish to debate is the Transport and Industrial Relations Select Committee report on the New Zealand Transport Agency. David Bennett.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, that is very impressive, and I've moved closer so that the members can can have a better view. But the New Zealand Transport Agency, oh, that's a great one. I wish to start with a speech from last week by Mr. Ian Lees-Galloway, the Labour member from Palmerston North. And this was a speech that I found very, very helpful when writing my local columns in my local paper. And I just want to read to you some of the words that come from the de facto spokesperson for the left on transport. Not the real spokesperson. The real spokesperson is Julianne Genter. Mr. Ian Lees-Galloway is there a puppet of the Green Party in a Labour dress. And so congratulations to the Green Party for taking over another major plank of economic policy and transport. And it's a shame that the Labour Party had to give up transport as well as economic policy. But listen to these words. These are the words from the spokesperson from the Labour Party. The National Government's determination to waste taxpayers' money on monster motorways that serve no real purpose. Determination to waste taxpayers' money on monster motorways that serve no real purpose. I want to see that member and that party come to the Waikato and come to Hamilton and say that. They won't come to Hamilton and say that. You bet they won't, as Mr. McIndoe says. And the next line from Mr. Ian Lees-Galloway is that this represents the 1950s era of sprawl and motorways. I remember a Labour Party that was proud of its heritage in the 1950s, a Labour Party that goes back to its time in the 1950s and talks about how that was the formation of the real Labour Party. But we don't see that real Labour Party in here today. They've moved away from their history. They've moved into bed with the Green Party and forgot about what they truly represent. And that's very sad for Mr. Ian Lees-Galloway. But there's more. There is more in this speech from Mr. Ian Lees-Galloway that really defines Labour Party policy. Another line. It says that the government, so that it can pay for its unaffordable monster motorways, its roads of national significance. And it says here, the government does not believe in different modes of transport. It only believes there is one way to move people and freight around New Zealand, and that is cars and trucks. That's simply not true. We have the Kiwi Rail turnaround plan. The future of rail is in freight in places like Hamilton. And when you look at that freight development in Hamilton, it shows a true future for rail. If you look at rail in Auckland, the investment that the national government has made into rail in Auckland is something we should be very proud of. But there's more. There is more. This is the best line. This is the line that I think he must have taken all day to think of. Well, we know that the least sustainable form of transport is the car, especially the car carrying a single occupant. This is a member from Palmerston North that is saying that the least sustainable form of transport is the car. And that's a shame. That's a shame. That's a shame for a member of this parliament to say things like that. And when we look further, we see that he calls it ideological madness, fossilised approaches, 1950s vision of transport. That is the Labour Party policy. They do not want the roads of national significance. Everybody in New Zealand, from the far north where the roads of national significance gives a hope of lifeline for that economy of the far north, to the people of Waikato, which produce most of the exports of New Zealand, the roads of national significance are seen as very important. And to the people of Auckland that have gained from the roads of national significance in the last few years, the Labour Party does not believe in that. They do not believe in the golden economic triangle of Auckland, Hamilton, Tauranga. They do not believe in that economic growth heartland of New Zealand going forward. The Labour Party has been consigned to the policies of Julianne Genter. The Labour Party will follow Julianne Genter through the trenches and blindly follow their approach for rail. And there we have Andrew Little. Andrew Little, this man from the New Plymouth. Andrew Little was the next Labour Speaker after Ian Lees-Galloway. And his speech, the whole speech, was about how he wants State Highway 3 to be developed. It's a road, Andrew. You're wanting a road developed. Good on you.
Order. Are you seeking the call, Julianne Genter?
Mr. Chair.
You have the call.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Last year we saw a huge funding gap developing